Hello and welcome to the Mayor's Update with myself, Grin Lang from Established Media, and our Mayor, Joe Preston. Joe, how you doing this afternoon?
Well, it must be Wednesday because it's Mayor's Update.
You got it, 7:30, and we're right on time this time.
Wow, people are going to tune in 10 minutes thinking that's when we start.
Right? We're getting good. We're getting good.
Yes.
So we've got some special guests to bring on for today as well.
Excellent.
I'd like to welcome Sherry and Bill Marlatt.
Hello. Hey, that's one.
And Mayor Joe, do you want to explain a little bit about what they're working on?
Help me.
Smile for Seniors.
Oh, yes. We were just talking about that, weren't we? Well, we should explain that the mayor's been having some trouble with his head, some vertigo and some migraine headaches. But So Smiles for Seniors. Sherry, tell us about a bit about it. It's a lot of work, but
It's well worth it. We supply gifts for all the residents in the nursing homes in Elgin County. And we're actually in the community a bit now, too. We're spreading out a bit. We make sure everybody has a gift. Our residents in St. Thomas have been absolutely amazing helping us do this. I couldn't do it without them.
And surrounding area, because we do have donations that come in from Elmer as well.
Yeah.
oh, great.
And the businesses in St. Thomas have been amazing, too. They support us really well every year.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. We get that on everything we get involved with or see other people doing. There's often more businesses than the help we need, and we saw this that last weekend at the Santa Claus parade, the miracle for Christmas, and it's just incredible how business people, even without being asked a lot, they'll call you and say, "Didn't we do this last year? And how can we help this year?" And so there's no lack of support from the commercial community in our community.
No,
So a gift for everybody in every senior's home?
Yes.
every LTC in Elgin County.
Wow.
There are 2 homes that only call us if they need us to because they have budget for their own stuff.
Right.
So if they run short, they call us and ask us to top them up, and we're happy to do it. But some of the homes don't have that. So
Okay.
Yeah, they rely on their bazaars and whatnot to produce money so that they can buy gifts for the residents at Christmas. And right now with COVID, they've not been able to do anything. So they have zero budget.
It's not been a good 2 years to try and do the local bake sale or the bazaar at all. I guess there used to be 2 or 3 weekends just before Christmas that I would just spend being out there doing the bake sale circuit. And I have a perfectly good excuse for Stephanie. I have to buy this stuff. I can't go into a bake sale and not buy it.
Well, you have to support the bake sale, right?
Right?
Agreed.
Of course. Right.
We even Sherry makes wreaths and stuff like that we would donate to the long-term cares for the bazaars to help them.
Right.
But some residents, they're well taken care of. Their families are there for them, and they have the families to be there for them. But quite often what will happen is the families will come in prior to Christmas and have a little celebration with them. And then on Christmas morning, some of the residents are opening gifts and the other ones are sitting there, and many of them don't understand why they don't have any gifts and don't really remember that their family was there,
Right.
a week before or even a few days before. So we make it so everybody has a little something to open up on Christmas. And for those residents who absolutely have no one, they've either outlived them or they've migrated here from another country and they never had children or, whatever the case may be, they'll get maybe a little bit more. But it's all up to the discretion of the staff at the nursing homes because we take it in box form. They decide what is best for what residents based on their need or their abilities, and they wrap it, and then everybody on Christmas morning has something to open.
Oh, great. So the staff at the homes are also hands-on with this too. I mean, I know how much they like to see their residents smile. I miss this last couple of years being able to go to Valley View particularly, because since it's St. Thomas home, and do even Remembrance Day, and the Christmas lunch with the singing of Christmas carols and such, and there's one special lunch each year right near Christmas where there's also wine. I don't think wine is served at every lunch at Valley View, but they let the mayor come in and serve wine. One for the resident, one for that isn't how it works. I miss it because each year, maybe once or twice a year, I get to Valley View, and I sure don't get to see everybody that is there unless I go to visit on my own. To see old friends, people who are vibrant in our community, and some of the best volunteers in our community now are in some of our homes, and it's just great to get hugs from the past. It's and so I love what you're doing. That Smiles for Seniors sounds like just the right thing to call it. It's I know how active some can be, but also how kind of shy and I'll use the word lonely and a bit lonely. Right? And so you're doing something that to make that one day a year where loneliness can really hurt a little better. So thank you for what you do.
We have Monsignor Morrison makes Christmas cards. The whole school does for us every year to give out to the residents with the gifts.
Yeah, and that's really special too, because whether many of them have grandchildren, but maybe they have grandchildren that don't live near the home anymore, and they don't get to see them as often as they can, or they're only seeing them electronically, which is another thing that's happening a lot more in our long-term care facilities, is electronic visiting, which at least gave people a chance to see grandma or grandpa through COVID. But it's been a tough time. You better like the people you live near, because you're really not seeing a lot of other people. So thank you. So where did the idea come from?
I volunteered in a nursing home in Elgin County, and I saw there was a gentleman who his daughter brought in gifts for him and the staff. He was very upset because he couldn't go get a gift. So I went home and I found something, and my sister-in-law happens to work there, and she took it in for him. And I guess it made him smile from ear to ear. So I started donating a few things here and there for Christmas for them, but it was nowhere near enough. I wasn't doing enough of them. And the first year we did 2 homes. Then we went to 5 homes, and we've just gradually grown where we've been able to do more and more all the time.
Well, that was good. I've seen pictures here beside us, and I take it that last one was probably the kitchen, because I thought I saw kitchen cupboards.
Yes.
It was.
So
You couldn't see anything.
let's take a look at this. Is your home right now, right?
It is.
Okay, and you swear to us it doesn't look like that all the time.
No.
Okay, all right.
This is the time of year.
It's like, how do you walk from like room to room?
We have a duplex. So that's in the back of the duplex.
Yeah.
Okay.
We open it up into a house. We kind of use the back end for when we have to do this, and then when the sort comes to where we have to pack it up, that's when we branch out into the rest of the house. And we have every little area in the living room and the front kitchen has, like, for Crescent Care Bonnie Place, for Crescent Care Mary Buck, for Terrace Lodge, for Extended Care in Port Stanley. So all the boxes are there, and we just fill them according to population in the homes.
Wow.
So you're not really hoarders. This only
No.
4 weeks a year. Okay.
Only until the 17th of December.
Right.
It does look like it. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, it's like some other Christmas organizations, Christmas Care and some others in town. It is organized chaos until the day of distribution, and then it is nothing but smiles and happiness and singing Christmas carols while you're working. And it's so way to go for what you do. That is really incredible. What if you had a magic wand and you could wish for more help? What would it be? To be bigger? To do what you do?
Oh yeah.
Naturally, or
I don't know if we have the capacity at our house to go beyond Elgin County. We did have, I had conversation with Reza about this. Is realistically, there is about 5 of us that are involved in all of this. 3 are kind of like our are shoppers and they find things for us and whatnot. But when it comes time to pick and pack and all that, it's
Well, with
pretty much
COVID,
me and the wife,
we had to
right?
be the two of us.
Of course, you can't. You know with that you're in a kitchen or you're in the rest of the house. So
We tried bringing a couple of friends in back when we were in normal times, and
Right.
we found we were tripping over each other, and
It's chaotic.
it was a little chaotic. And then something that we anticipated to go to one home wound up in the wrong box, and we do have, like, we call the homes or email them for a wish list.
Right.
For specifics, like I actually have an email sitting over on my clipboard right now. I just got from one of the homes. They have two people who have absolutely zero family. They have no money of any kind whatsoever. They are literally on their own and have been since they were taken into long-term care.
Right.
And they gave us a list of a few things that would just brighten up their day to open it up on Christmas. So,
We'll make it happen.
it will make that happen.
Well, that is fantastic, and I'm guessing that many of them remember that somebody did that for them, and they and it's topic of conversation at least through the Christmas week that their community remembered them, and look, these are the people that built our community, built our cities, our county. It's just amazing that sometimes in busy times they get caught not being remembered, but certainly through COVID, through no fault of theirs, we couldn't visit the homes, right? We could do things for them, but we wouldn't be there when that was happening.
Oh,
Don't want them to forget. We don't want them to forget.
Absolutely. And we just got a question in from one of the viewers asking, what are some of the things you might see on a wish list from the seniors?
Could be anything from a hairbrush to a comb to a light scented cologne. It could even be deodorant. Give me a second. I'm going to grab this list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. And did you say how many years you've been doing
While he's not there, you can tell us what he's really like.
7 years.
Oh, wait, he can still hear you. Okay.
This is 7 years for us.
This came in from one of our homes because we currently have a couple of males in need of clothing. The first male needs extra large shirts and shorts. He's a double amputee. Mm-hmm. The second male needs large size, both shirts and pants. And he was directed there due to a closure in St. Thomas. And he's also sight impaired. The other necessities were things like shampoos, deodorants, Kleenex.
Yeah.
It's like Kleenex is a commodity, and we buy, oh my gosh, probably 200 Kleenex, little personal Kleenexes.
Right.
And we make sure that there's a whole whack of them in each of the packages that go to the homes.
Candy is huge.
Oh, and there's so many diabetics in the nursing homes. Like the support from the community, some people who don't want to go shopping have been so wonderful. They've given us some cash donations.
Right.
And we have spent about $250 so far on sugar-free candy.
Mm.
And
many of them can't have, right? I know I'm only supposed to have the sugar-free candy also.
So we just had
qualified that statement. Yeah.
we just had another comment in from one of our viewers, Kyle Reichstein. He runs 519 Roofing, and he says he was asking if he could get a list of some items that he could help out with. And
absolutely. I wish I had my list in here, and it's in my work van, which I did not drive in.
Right.
If you email me, I can email Kyle and connect you guys up.
Absolutely.
We'll post it back up as a comment on the mayor's update even tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Here's some things that would help, and we'll get that. We'll spread the word. We like to tell people every Wednesday night about this time. If you're watching now, please share. Please tell people that mayor's update's on. But if you can't watch it now, please, it's up all week. And we really don't move that one away until the next one comes next Wednesday. And any question you ask us through the week or information that you need from the previous show, ask it in the comment section of Mayor's Update, and we'll get to it. We'll try and answer every question we can, but also share about anything that we talked about on the show tonight. So just let us know. We'll get it out there. You may get some, Joe humor with it, but you're going to get it.
Absolutely. And Tricia Sterling says, I have one box now, and we'll have another one on the weekend.
She's been amazing.
Awesome.
She's one of my helpers.
Fantastic.
So is she an elf?
Yeah, I think so.
We could consider elf, yes.
Yeah. I had elves this weekend too, but I've never seen such misbehaved elves. They used to respect Santa, but they're
once they get older, they get more ornery. That's what I hear.
Yeah, well, and Dave the elf, I think he's near 450 years old now. So it's
He's getting up there.
Yeah, well, you live at the North Pole, you're going to age gracefully.
Yep. And then Letitia says also she's got a comment. So necessary as many are lonely over the holidays. We can all participate in keeping our seniors feeling cared for all year long. Community initiatives in our community are so incredible, and we take care of ourselves. Lovely work, folks.
Yeah. Thank you. And as I said, we certainly see from the position I'm in, we certainly see all of the groups that are helping and do help, and it's probably the same one for Easter, and somebody else that you saw at Christmas is also there another time of the year too. But you can always do better. And so our community continues to find little gems that worked really well. 4,000 cars visited the Magic of Christmas this weekend. Wow. That's incredible. Well, speaking of people from the long-term care homes, we also heard a lot this weekend of people who otherwise would not get to a Santa Claus parade. And I know there's a lot of us told us, well, why don't we just run a normal Santa Claus parade again? I expect that is what we will do. But there was so many seniors in cars that were saying, I can't go stand on the side of Talbot Street for 2 or 3 hours. This is perfect. I get to spend time with my family and go. And so everything is modifiable to make it just a little bit better in our community. And we're happy to see everybody participating to do it. So.
Well, last year, people actually approached me to do some seniors in their own homes because of COVID. Some of them are stuck in, they're isolated as well.
Yes.
So because of the Privacy Act, and we have to be very careful, we got addresses only, no name, no nothing, just male or female. And Bill went around Christmas Eve and put it between their doors on their door handles. Secret Santa. They have no idea where it came from.
It's not a secret now. We just put it on Mayor's Update. It won't be near the secret you think it is now. We find this at those that volunteer and do the good things get asked to do more, and always say yes. So thank you for doing this and for telling people about it, because this isn't a well-known, right? Yeah. The long-term care facilities obviously know what's happening, but I would suspect there are a lot of people that, spend a great deal of time helping at Christmas Care or at the food bank or other places that really help our community that would say, hey, I'd do that if somebody was doing that. Watch the number of volunteers. If you'd also like to volunteer next year or the rest of this year, leave us that note too. We'll pass it on.
Yep, and Heather Taylor is one of those. She says, love the campaign. Do you need extra help? I have free daytime availability and would love to help if you need any more bodies for shopping, pickup, delivery, etc. So anyone who's watching, how can they connect up with you for that help? What's the best way?
Just to call us at home.
Yeah.
Like Sherry, unfortunately, is not able to work, so she's home most of the time. And well, we have an answering machine, of course, if somebody wants to leave a message.
I guess that my phone number is 519-631-9234.
Perfect. And we'll share that with anybody else who asks us to. I didn't see that before. I have Stephanie, who's just a professional shopper, and I've never seen anybody get deals like she gets. So
awesome.
Yeah. I will let her know about what you're doing.
Fortunately, my ex-husband has been amazing too. He did Smiles for Senior poster that he's been promoting out there on social media like crazy for me. And he made the poster and he did a really nice job. So I'm thankful for him too.
Great.
As far as the advertising goes, wow.
It takes many hands, and we have two each.
Well, St. Thomas is great.
Except when I'm drinking a coffee, then I only have one. Yeah.
The people in St. Thomas are amazing. Like, I have to say that, they step forward every year, and they make sure that we get the gifts for them, and they make sure that we're well taken care of for them.
We have to certainly, say praise and thank you to all the supporters, and some that go way over and above. Jeff Ray is one of those absolute things to
Yes,
us.
he is.
Yeah.
We're thankful for him.
Urix, you, Reza and his team, for all the advertising, and it's just, it's goosebumpy, and at the same time, it kind of makes your eyes wet.
And it does. I mean, I get a little weepy now and again about when you see something that's just over the top good, but involved in this community for a number of years, and when times were tough, and we've had a few years that were pretty tough, and I think the whole world has had the last 2 years that were pretty tough. There was always somebody out there doing just a bit more because it was bad years, more unemployment or whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
Funny enough, things would swing around, and we're zooming again, and it's even better. There's even more people helping. So St. Thomas is kind of resilient that way. Good times were really good. Bad times were really good. We just know that that's what to do in a community. It's a city if you don't. It's a community if you do.
Mm-hmm.
I moved away from St. Thomas when I was younger. I tried out Stratford. I tried out Guelph, and it only took me a couple of years, and I was right back here again because this is the grassroots.
I've never left. I'm old.
I did the same thing. I left, and then I was like, you know what? I love my community. It's one of the best communities in the world. I did the same thing. I lived in Chicago, like New York, Guelph, Toronto. I love it here. I love the people.
I've lived in a lot of other places because of work, but I came here 32 years ago now, and it just is home. I keep saying it's only been 32 years, so I won't be from here for another 10 or 20, but it's a close community. It's a community that knows each other and helps. Right, and that's true. I mean, Graydon and I have talked about this a lot on the show and in person. It used to be the churches or the community service clubs that did a lot of this stuff, and this community's never kind of lost that. There's 100 places you can turn if you just know who to ask to get the next layer of help if you need it. So we'll keep working on it. And
a number of friends. We have a number of friends that come forth every year and help me out, and you know what? They never let me down ever.
Well, and I don't expect in this community they ever will.
No,
until they're delivering the stuff to you at Valley View in 50 years from now.
Yeah, I won't be here 50 years. That took me about 133. Nope, definitely not.
Oh man, you never know. Right?
You never medical technology.
Yeah,
keeps advancing. Janet Walker.
I need somebody to push me around in my wheelchair.
That's right. You got to stick around for Bill.
Yeah. Well, but he has electronic devices.
Yes, he does.
He makes them.
I own one.
I'm guessing his scooter will be hydrogen powered or something by then. So
I have much like you rode.
Huh.
Yeah.
Janet Walker Robertson says St. Thomas is amazing for sure. Great time tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Janet. Love it. Love all the positive energy. It just makes me so.
This has been really good tonight.
Yeah.
We've never had anything but positive people with this. Like, nobody has ever said a word about it being a bad thing. It's always like, what can we do that's better?
Well,
make it better.
We often get people these days, because social media allows them to be somewhat anonymous and somewhat rude. We do get people these days who want to voice their opinions on things where you should just say, "Thank you, way to go! That is an incredible idea," and you're a good mayor. We should that should be in the comments.
Okay, I'm very curious to see if that ever happens. I'll be watching.
That last one. No.
Well, Sherry and Bill, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Well, we'll get that word out. We'll see what you get in the way of donations, offers, and calls tomorrow. I think this will really help. So thanks for coming and sharing the good things you do in St. Thomas.
Thanks for doing the things. Anytime.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great night, guys.
You too.
What a fantastic couple.
Yeah.
You know,
at a time of year where it just means just a little bit more too.
Mhm.
It's tough being sad on the 12th of July and it's 80 degrees out and it's nice, right? But
Yeah.
Christmas time, you miss family, you miss friends, especially if you've lost friends in this year at all.
Mhm.
And so things like this, you going out and helping puts a little bit of Christmas back in your heart. And others being helped puts a little Christmas back in their hearts too.
Absolutely. And I don't know. It's funny. It's like, I feel like a magical Christmas. We were just talking about that in the park. It was absolutely phenomenal again this year. And it really, I don't know, it kicked off Christmas for me.
Yeah.
Getting together, helping to set up the display for the Downtown Development Board.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's everybody working together.
So, Graydon and I were out early Friday morning putting together the DDB display, and the optimists were next door with us putting together the sleigh for Santa.
Mhm.
And it just was kind of a neat feeling. It just, to see, I don't know, at 9 o'clock Friday morning, Graydon, 150, 200 people in the park setting up their displays.
Yeah, at least.
Some of them show up that we didn't really see till then, right? And then I had the pleasure of getting to judge the displays at 3 o'clock. So I knew I'd already seen a couple really good ones.
Yeah.
And so I was happy to see that the tradition carried on, and there was more. And 4 high schools this year. That's another thing that is often good in the Santa Claus parade, but in the stationery we hadn't got all of them yet. This was 4, and what a great job, right? 2 of the trophy winners were high schools. So
Did you see the one, the Arthur Voden one with the train?
yeah, best overall display.
Get out of here. It was a steam train. It was massive.
It shot out steam. I mean, it was
It's like,
yay, that's great, right? No, it was and I heard 4,000 cars over the 3 days, and a little bit of rain on one of them, and fairly cool out there. Last year, I think we're just under 3,000 cars. So the fact that we added to the number of people this year, I want to personally thank everybody, the optimists for sure, because the optimist, without it, we couldn't put it together. But something else significant happened this year, another miracle of Christmas. All 8 service clubs in our community all work together to also light the park, and those lights are still staying up.
incredible. Yeah.
So to see groups that always work hard for our community just say, let's join together and work hard together for our community. So first of all, thank you, service clubs, and thank you, optimists. Jeff and Karen, Jeff Urich and Karen Vecchio's teams, led by them, did such a great job of putting the heart back in Christmas, the miracle back in Christmas, the magic back in Christmas. But certainly from their offices, Andrew Buttigieg and Delaney and Jill and more. And I always hate it when I start listing people and then go, okay, but who am I missing? Just could not be done without them. I saw some tired faces, but you get going. You just say, we're going to finish this. I can sleep on Monday, right? And it worked really well. So I wanted to thank them. And then also with the Downtown Development Board and Downtown Santa on Saturday, every store we went into, except for those that weren't open yet, because some of them we got to at 10 o'clock in the morning and they weren't quite open yet, had shoppers. And most of them multiple shoppers. Don't tell me downtown St. Thomas isn't showing its worth. The group got to see a bunch of customers out buying stuff in downtown St. Thomas, and Santa bought a number of people their purchases, what they were trying to buy that day, including $50 worth of groceries for somebody at the Food Basics, and a lunch for a couple that didn't know where to go for lunch and ended up at Legends, and now they'll never not go there again. And just, to see the smiles on our merchants' face when the Downtown Development Board and Santa walked into their store and talked to them about how their businesses are going. So, and a lot of new businesses downtown too. A number of the places I hadn't been in.
Yeah. Ruby Blues, that bakery.
Yeah, Ruby Blue, the bakery.
It was. I ordered some pies. I came back and got them later, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, but I've never had a bad pie. But these were really good pies. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Really good. They were exceptionally good pies.
It did not go unnoticed that you waited till we were all done and went and got the pies on your way home. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. It's on my notepad on the desk that when I got to head down there one day from City Hall, they're only pretty much across the street.
Dangerous.
Yeah. No, could become dangerous. Yes. But very happy and I'm glad that went well too. So a lot of neat things going on. It's that time of year, and we're still in this kind of can we, can't we kind of role as to who's having an event or who needs help that would normally have had an event that helped them, as Sherry and Bill just talked to us about. But, let's get out there and help people locally. Do that. The Chamber, I know we had Paul on a couple of weeks ago, but we'll talk about it again. The book is now out in every home, the Shop Local. And yep, there we are at Ruby Blues, the new bakery. Sorry, there's Santa. And
this is not the mayor.
Yeah, this is Santa. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to throw that up there.
Fun. Yeah.
So you were saying the Shop Local campaign, which is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a brochure. It's gone out to every mailbox, I think, in Elgin County. For local businesses.
I left it beside my chair so I can thumb through it and go, oh yeah. Look, if you're looking for it, it's in St. Thomas. Yeah. Sometimes they're hidden treasures, but if you're looking for it, it's here or in Elgin County at least. We have some very successful merchants in our community who are always involved in everything. And this is another way of rewarding them for being in St. Thomas. They reward us all through the year with their donations, their help, their volunteers. This is our chance to help reward them.
To go in and give back. And also, like, one of the things we did, which was kind of fun, was leaving money at merchants. And then if you went in after the fact, you would get money towards your purchase. So like Sub-Zero, for example, we left $30, and then $5 out of that would go to each person's purchase until the money was gone.
Right. Well, and the Downtown Dollar program that was going on up until this weekend and is over now, but you could buy dollars at 75 cents.
Oh, it was incredible.
And many people, including the one I'm pointing at, figured out some really good ways to I won't use the word manipulate, to use that to their advantage. But if you can buy dollars for 75 cents and then go into another business that's also offering some addition to buying gift certificates there and use your money for that, it was just and while the downtown people were out on Saturday, we're also buying back some of those dollars from merchants that had been accepting, because we don't want them to hold on to money that they need too over this time of year. And hundreds, dare I say, thousands of dollars were returned on Saturday. We're just writing them a check for the amount of DDB dollars they handed in, and smiles on their faces, because it's real sales.
So and with this program, it was $100,000 injected into the downtown in less than a month.
Right.
People said it couldn't be done. The printer where we got them done was like, this is never going to work. You can pay us for these things, but it's not going to work. And then it was just like, bam, done.
We may have to decide, can we do more next year? This is a donation from the downtown merchants collectively to the people of St. Thomas. And normally when we do programs like gift certificates or coupons or something else, the redemption rate isn't great, but it's good for the businesses that do get the business. Well, this one's coming back in spades. People who bought are redeeming. Perfect. That means they're going into stores they maybe have never been in before. All 200 and some businesses and services downtown accept the downtown dollars, and then the downtown board reimburses them very quickly to keep their cash flow okay. So that's 3 great big things from this weekend alone. Really happy to see how well that's gone.
I was sleeping on Sunday, I'll tell you that. I was
Yes.
I was down and out.
You admit to it too. And someone was asking, where's the new bakery? And then we posted their website. It's on the south side of Talbot.
578 Talbot Street.
Right. So kind of a little down from City Hall, but you'd find it in that block if you were looking for it.
And I had the banana caramel cream pie. They called it something else, but that's basically, it's caramel, bananas, and cream, and it was next level with like chocolate. Like,
now, did that make it all the way home?
Not really, no.
Yeah, no. I've been known to go to good bakeries and come out the next morning and find my steering wheel all sticky. Because you might have a bite on the way home. Right, yeah.
I did save some for Jess. I did save some. I was like, yo, she's got the baby. She's doing the majority of the work right now. I'm going to save some. But it was hard. It was hard.
Well, and I know you will reward her at Christmas also.
Absolutely. Oh, man. Yeah, I found a really good deal at Canadian Tire during Black Friday, and she's not allowed to look in the back of the Jeep right now.
Oh, okay. So you got a new vacuum cleaner? That's incredible.
We got that like the month before. So
it's all right when they shop with you and you get a vacuum cleaner. That's a good household purchase. But
oh yeah,
things just are not good Christmas presents, and I will give you years of experience telling you that.
No, I got something when we were looking for the vacuum. She saw one of these things. I'm not gonna say what it was because she's watching, but I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And then on Black Friday, I got an amazing deal on it, and I was like, "Wow, this is gonna be a good Christmas." So, we should jump into council. We should talk. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened at council.
Okay, first of all, Monday was a short council meeting because it was also going to be our first budget night. So let me go through the agenda from the. We were looking at the amendment for the 1025 Talbot planning piece. 1025 Talbot is the spot where Timken used to be, and all the commercial stores are going in there, and now they're starting to look at the planning for the housing that may go in between them. But so we said yes to that because housing is and commercial property is important in our community. We have a new Investing in Canada infrastructure program, which is a green stream transfer payment, and will help us to improve our wastewater funding. So we have to spend this money. So if we can get it from another level of government or some of it from another level of government, that's great. Heritage permits, which means renovations to the outside of stores in our heritage area, the downtown. So we've got the an alteration at 530 Talbot and an alteration permit at 244 to 248 Talbot. That's the, if I'm not mistaken, that is the scaffolding building.
Oh, the one down on what's its name?
At Queen Street and Talbot.
Queen and Talbot, yeah.
Yeah, so we're moving forward on that.
I can't wait till that scaffolding is down because that's where I come into town on George Street, and It is so hard to see the oncoming traffic. So I creep around the corner. Everyone behind me is like, "Okay, why is this guy going so slow?" And I'm just like, I don't want to get hit.
To go and not turn your signal on. I mean, come on. Right? We have some driver's training needed, right? But the other thing is that scaffolding has been up for quite a while. We've really been trying to get that building to move along, but it's private property, and the building owner gets to look for best ways to do things. And I like to tell the story like there's a time when you drove into London or you drove into Toronto and you kind of counted the cranes in the air, right? The building's under construction. Well, we're not quite as tall as that here, although we're getting there. I like, last week I think there was 4 spots on Talbot Street that had scaffolding in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lot of money being spent in our community and upgrades to commercial entities. So don't think bad of scaffolding, but that one's kind of wearing out its welcome, and we're looking forward to that working. Had a letter from both taxi companies in St. Thomas looking for council's approval on fares, because council used to always set fares. And I thought we had handed that off, but we have not. So it has to come to council to get final approval. We're going to give it back to the cab companies to run their businesses as they see fit, and continue to look for other ways to do transportation in our community. Whether it's what we've done with Local Motion, our transit company, our 2 cab companies that do that, and also some rideshare programs if anybody wants to come to St. Thomas and do it. So we are working on getting that change done too. And that was basically the big things on council. And we stopped council and went right into, I'm going to hold the book up.
Yes.
The 2022 proposed budget and capital budget for St. Thomas. And we got all the way through it on Monday night and approved it. Now, this doesn't happen in most communities, but this council has been great at working together. But let me give you the real high versions of stuff, and then if somebody had questions, we could answer some others. But first of all, the tax rate increase set for next year on this budget, it can change slightly through the year, is 2.35%. Now, that'll be lower than almost everybody around us. Because we're still experiencing a great deal of growth here in St. Thomas. But it's not quite as low as last year. But over the course of this council, we've kept tax rate increases well under inflation. So we're pretty pleased with where we are on that. But last year, we talked a lot about how it was the largest capital spending in our community ever without taking on new debt. And that we did Fairview Ave. We did a bunch of street repairs last year, and we added $500,000 more to our capital expenditure for 2022. And so it is again, but now much further, the largest capital expenditure we've ever done in St. Thomas in a year. So more streets paved, more sewer work done, new the types of things that we're supposed to do, walking trails and repairs to the airport and a bunch of other stuff. But again, the largest capital expenditures we've ever done without it taking on more debt. We're doing it all with, as money comes in, we know what we have and we can spend it that way. And I think we shared a lot in the past that if we get the budget passed now, we can already be out on the street looking for the projects that are in here and getting tenders early and getting work started early. Some of the construction companies and contractors are happy to get those jobs in the bank so they can start the minute spring's here, and sometimes even before. And we get a better deal that way. And at the end of the year, if we've saved that much on these projects, we can go ahead and do more. So we're pretty happy with that. Significantly in here, as I said, there's a larger amount of capital projects, but the city itself, the team is, I can't say enough about the people that work for this city, specifically at the city manager and the development, the top end of each department, the department level, but also all the way down to those that help us bring these budgets in this way, help us get all the things done that we can do. Now, look, you and I both know, we've talked about on here somewhat jokingly, within 4 minutes of it starting to snow, I'll get my first complaint about why isn't my street plowed yet. And so we continue to outfit our teams as best as we possibly can and keeping the very best people we can. But I think even in this budget, in the growth that St. Thomas is seeing, I think there's 3 new employees in our city because of this.
Wow.
Before. I'll go with that. All right. Somebody can correct me. But it's fantastic that we can do that. And we do that. And we celebrate how how good the staff in the city of St. Thomas are. So I can't. There's too much to go into too much more detail. Over the next 3 or 4 months, we'll talk about what projects are going out for tender and how quickly they're going, what neat new things we're doing in our community. One of the things that came to mind really quickly is we're adding some more parking to One Password Park. Mm-hmm. Now, we had One Password Park open and couldn't use it because of COVID. All of a sudden, we started to play soccer at One Password Park and high school football on the turf field, and we just found that people are parking on the grass. I mean, wait a second, this doesn't have enough cars. There are some issues of some families coming with 3 cars, but we're going to put about 80 more parking spots in, I believe it is, so that the best park in Southern Ontario for soccer and football will have place for everybody to park. So we're looking at all of the neat things we can do, including you can visit our website, and on it there's a whole strategic plan list of what street might get paved. And so it goes out to 2035. So you can see when we might do the work on your street. But much of it isn't about what's wrong with the pavement. It's what's wrong with the pavement, the sewer lines, the water lines, power, all the other stuff that is underneath. And so there's certain roads we have to fix, maybe even before the road is deteriorated, because we've got to get to the water and sewers before it causes more trouble. So the list is there as to you can look up when your street will be done. And mostly we stick pretty well to that. But as we've committed as this council to add another $500,000 to capital construction projects each year throughout the term of our council, there's even more being done every year. So thank you for letting us do that. There are some streets in the older section of town that really still need the underground work done a lot. And then there were streets like Fairview from last year that just really needed to be cleaned up from what was an old rural road into a city road with curbs and sidewalks and bike paths and the like. So pretty pleased. Some more work happening at the airport this year, too, because we think that's also a vital thing in our community is to keep our airport as good as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anybody had any questions about anything, I'd be able to answer them if there's something specific. But as we go on,
there weren't any questions, but Janet Walker Robinson says you're doing a great job, Mayor Joe.
Okay, so there's another Mayor Joe out there. That's great. No, that's fun. Thanks, Janet. Thank you. We are having, and we noticed that of ourselves this time too. There's 8 councillors and a mayor in our community, and we don't disagree about getting things done. There's some other things we can talk about. We can also look at how we could do them different or in what order. But it's a pretty good team of agreeing that city comes first and the right job should get done in our city first. And look, I know there'll be other opinions in there as to what projects we picked this year versus last year. But if they were on last year's list and fell below the line, this year they're probably now in the line. They're now going to happen, and next year the same thing will happen. So keep sharing with myself and the other members of council if there's something specific you're looking for.
Perfect. And I got a little something special to share with our viewers that is in line with Christmas. Here at Established Media, we're working with Nelvana to do some live streams. And if you're not aware, Nelvana is a big animation company. It's out of Toronto, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. And we're just getting a little music, I think, playing back in there, Joe. Where's that music coming from?
Sorry, my iPad. I thought you were playing it. It's from my iPad.
No worries. So Nelvana, they run a bunch of animation series out of Toronto, and they're sharing their Cosmic Christmas, which is one of their classic animations. So I'm going to put a link in here, and if you want to watch it, you can just click on this link, boom, and then take a look at it. And they're going to do a live streaming with the Animation World Network as the hosts that we're going to run. So it's kind of exciting and fun. A lot of people might remember this from their childhood as one of the Christmas specials that came up. So I just wanted to share that as a little special bonus for our viewers.
Perfect. Can I add one more? A couple years ago, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the Downtown Development Board, involving with Integris and the city and some others, talked about cameras downtown.
Yes.
Everybody said, "Wow, that's pretty modern, folks. I'm not sure we need to spend that kind of money." Boy, over the last number of months, we've had a lot of arrests for bad behavior, and we could identify who the person was. We could identify their car just by the cameras that are downtown. So if I could say it, it may not be absolutely true to this moment, but the cameras have already paid for themselves because we have a great police service who's out there all the time, but they cannot be everywhere. But you know what? They could be somewhere else, and then go back and look at the video of what did happen downtown, or the latest ones will be putting some camera systems out in the industrial park too. And it's funny how our police service knows most of the bad guys, and they can say, "We know who that is," and or the merchant in the store can, and it really works. So I wanted to give compliments to because this was not a one thing. This was not the police said, "Let's do it." The police working with the downtown, the city, some of the other
Downtown Development Board.
Yeah, and the services and merchants. This is and it's very private. I think we have 48 hours to use the film for something, so it's archived for 2 days. And if nobody comes forward and said, "Hey, somebody stole the bike out front of whatever store,"
so and so's merchants. Yep.
Right. And then the privacy is kept that way. So very happy with that one. And pretty good couple of successes lately on body-worn cameras that the police have been wearing.
Oh, yeah?
We're one of the first communities to outfit our police with body-worn cameras, and certainly the first in our size. And now there's been a couple of cases where somebody said, "No, I didn't do that," or even wanted to say the police had done something wrong through the arrest. And we can pull the film out and say, "Well, you and your lawyer take a look at this and then decide." And a guilty plea follows, and way less expense on it because we have a visual record of the police doing their jobs properly. Right? So we're really pleased with some of the great new things we've been able to do.
No, it's incredible. I mean, and that car too. I love the new police car. What's the name of that style with the checks? It's like a checkerboard on it.
Brandenburg. I think that's the design style. I'll check and make sure. But it won third best dressed police car in Canada.
What?
Well, they have the police magazine has a contest, but and so you submit what you were doing new in your community, and our community came third in best dressed police cars, and I really love that police car. Right? If I want to find a policeman, I want it to stand out. Right? I guess if I didn't want to find a policeman, wouldn't want it to stand out. But I'm very pleased that these do, and people looking for a police car can easily find one. So I think you'll probably see more painted that way in our community, or it's actually wrapped or deckled, but. Yes.
Totally. Another thing I want to mention as well is the holiday house map. So if you're watching and you've got a house that's all decorated, or you see one, fire us a message and we'll get this up on an interactive map. We're updating the map. I'm not going to post the link right now, but I will post it tomorrow in the chat here for the map. Yeah. But it's
like best decorations in town.
Best dressed house, basically.
Wow.
So.
I can go cruise the city at night and no one will know it's the mayor who's driving badly. And put on my Christmas Carol channel. And all right. To put me in the mood on the weekend, I listened to the Christmas Carol channel from Sirius FM on my way to each event, so that I was already singing.
I love it. And my nieces and nephews are going to be the judges for some of the best dressed.
Oh, excellent! All right. So, is there rewards or just neighborhood pride?
I'm going to put some art prints together, and then I'm also doing this with Tastemakers Studio. So I believe they're going to put some stuff as well. So it's a collab between the two, like Established Media and Tastemakers Studio.
Well, perhaps one of our other sponsors, Wendy's, could offer some gift certificates for families who worked that hard outside trying to put up wires and lights. And
that would be incredible.
It's not too much the putting up; it's the untangling those lights from last year. Because when you're finally done with it this year, you put them away probably improperly, or maybe that's just me. Hands up for everybody else who does it. Right? But yeah, no, I'll be happy to come up with a few gift certificates for your neighborhoods or your types or whatever else you want. So
I would love it, and they would too. I just had the junior bacon cheeseburgers, which is now part of the giveaway that you're doing.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I was telling you on the weekend, like that was my go-to as a kid at Wendy's. I'd walk up from Central,
find 99 cents, right?
Yeah, 99 cents. It was so good.
It's $2.29.
Yeah.
It's been 30 years, but you're right. It's a very good product, and we love having it. So
yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. Well, like we're getting to the end of our show here, but I just want to say thanks again to all of our viewers and our sponsors, and of course, Mayor Joe.
Thank you very much. It's great to see a lot of friends tuning in each week, and I know some that said, "Oh, I missed it." And I said, "It's on there. Go on, take a look, and you can message me afterwards if there's something on there you have a question from." So perfect. It's a great way to do it, and I really like this format a lot, where we can have guests in and talk about great things happening in St. Thomas. But look at it. It doesn't only have to be this way, folks. If you have a complaint, if you have something you need us to know, or a suggestion, because everybody has an opinion, right? Then by all means give them to us. I promise we will listen. And if not, please use our customer service system at City Hall to give us your suggestions there too, because it's another great way to get them right to the people who have to do the work.
100%. All right. Have a great night.
Thanks.